Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program and welcome to the show. And yeah, hail cuntism. That's the movement we're starting, the cuntist movement. And I am the king of the cunts, the top cunt, massive cunt, huge cunt. Although I don't have a huge cunt, I don't have a cunt. I am a cunt. Are you a cunt? Come and sit down. Join the cunts. Yeah, I don't think it doesn't actually mean anything. It's just me being a bit cuntish, cuntism. Yeah. Anyway, this tickled me. I've just heard this one. The UK government, Keir Starmer and his Stalinist group of evil Satanists, I love them. They're now saying, you don't need to be watching the BBC to need a TV license, or satellite or cable. No, they're going to require you to buy a TV license, even if you're streaming over the internet. So if you've got your Netflix and your Disney Plus and you're sat there going, I don't need the BBC license. No. Oh, yes, you fucking do. But to be fair, it's only 50 pence a fucking day. 50 fucking pence. I mean, fucking hell. You can't even post a letter for a quid these days. It's only 50 fucking pence. You can't even get a can of fucking Coca-Cola for that. You can't get anything for 50 pence, but you can get TV license and watch fucking shitloads of TV. For fuck's sake, what the fuck is wrong with all these mingy little cunts? Don't want to pay the TV license. I'd rather spend the money on cans of cider from the fucking local shops. Oh, I can't afford the TV license. I've got to buy some new trousers because I'm shitting mine because I'm such a whiny little maggot. Oh, I can't afford to pay the TV license because I'm a peasant and I'm poor and I don't have any money. Well, don't watch TV of any description if you can't afford a license. If you can't afford a fucking license, I mean, how much of a fucking TV do you have in the first place? Saying that, I found mine in the street. Yeah, it was outside someone's house with a sign on it saying free, working, includes remote, and a big smiley face. And I thought, I better be taken here. I'm going to end up having to smash this thing to fit it in the bin, and I'll be a fucking grumpy sod. But, at the same time, respecting the ingenuity of the person who couldn't be bothered paying for the council to take it away. But anyway, I plugs it in, it works. It's still working, so I did all right. So, yeah. Well, if you have to pay for a TV license to watch YouTube, then so be it. It's only 50p a day. I can afford it. I'll have to sell my TV to afford the TV license, but, we'll be all right. Or I'll just get a fucking black and white TV. I'm only watching it on black and white, you cunts. And they go, well, you really? I'll be like, yep. You fucking cunts. Anyway, poo-poo in potty, not in pants. Jobby plop plop, wee poo, diarrhea, up yours. Elephant and castle, stick it up your arsehole. Fanny farts, jobby plop plops, wee poo, fart, piss, knob, bollock. Yeah. Right, so that's that covered. Brilliant. Piss all the fucking mingy little fucking skinflint peasants off. Next up, the link between devil worship and knitwear. Now, it's predominantly fair old sweaters, right? But I'm sure that Aaron jumpers are also qualified. Yeah, basically, if you wear knitwear, your fair old sweater, have a goatee beard, and like sitting in pubs, drinking real ale, smoking a pipe, listening to folk music, definite Satanist. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this because there are different kinds of Satanists. Not all Satanists are bad, obviously. We can't be discriminatory. A small percentage of Satanists are obviously going out, raping, committing human sacrifice, pissing in elevators, and doing silent but deadly farts, and then walking away, leaving the consequences, for people's nostrils when they smell that foul, disgusting guff. Not all Satanists are like that. Some of them, they have beans on toast with a bit of curry powder in there. They go out shopping for bottles of real ale. You don't tar them all with the same brush. Not all Satanists are evil. Some of them are lovely people. Yeah. Allegedly, we'd like you to think. Yeah. And to close the topics of conversation, I had a Bombay bad boy with some with a toasted French baguette dipped in it. It was fucking brilliant, and I'm full now. Oh, I stuffed my guts. Yeah, had a couple of ciders earlier. Walked the dog. Been out and about. You know, walking about on the earth, going here and there, seeing what's going on. Having a bit of the old Phil Flange, flip flop, dribble drobble, ploo poo, plop plop. You know, and yeah, been enjoying myself. I've had a look at the old. I've been looking at some World War II stuff, photographs. Yeah, I was looking at some photographs of Benito Mussolini's corpse after the fucking. Yeah, I was reading about Benito. Apparently, he'd done a runner. He's like, "Oh fuck it, I'm off. I'm leaving the country." Disguised himself, and they caught him. They're like, "You're Benito Mussolini, you ugly bastard. We fucking got you now." So they fucking held him, and then thought, "Oh, we'll just fucking shoot the cunt." Like they shot him, and they stuck him on the back of a fucking lorry, drove him to this town, and dumped his body. Going, "Oh look, Bertino Mussolini." And the villagers were like, "Right, that cunt. He fucking had a people executed in this very square. We'll hang him by his feet. We'll all come round and pelt him with fucking bricks." And they fucking did. Smashed his fucking head in a tree. And they're all getting their photos taken with him. Going, "Oh, it's Benito. Look at him. What a cunt. You're dead now, you bastard." Oh, I loved all that. I love that kind of stuff, you know. Violence that's deserved. And they all, I mean, look, Hussein was lucky. He got a proper hanging. Gaddafi, they got him. Oh, they got him a treat. Hitler, we still don't know. We think he committed suicide. He could have gone to South America. A lot of them did. We don't know for certain on that. But who are the other cunts? Yeah, there's been a few of them here and there, but fucking Mussolini, what a fucking cunt. What a fucking cunt. Mussolini. Because like fascism's become fashionable again. And everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be fucking great. We're going to be fascists. Oh, we're going to wear nice clothes and piss off the poor people and do whatever the fuck we want. We'll all get rich. We're going to be really stylish and cool. It's going to be great. We can do the fucking big." They call it a Roman salute. Romans never fucking did it. They only got called a Roman salute much later on in life. Adapted by Mussolini and Hitler. And look how they ended up. Well, I'm watching a documentary about Mussolini now. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. Oh, fucking brilliant. If you're going to watch Netflix, you better buy a TV license. Who do we know that watches Netflix? Oh, I know a cunt who watches Netflix. Well, get 200 quid out, you bastard. You'll have to pay. Yeah.
We talk about the solidarity of the trenches, and of course he developed a very nationalist ideology.
Oh, the nationalist ideology, banging about the nation. Patriotism is the last refuge of the cunt. Look at that.
So Mussolini made his primary appeal to those members of the population who were most socially uprooted or dislocated by.
Yeah, that's how they work. They get the poor people with no common sense and say, "Oh, I'll fucking help you out." It's those fucking foreigners. It's this, it's that. It's the lefties, it's the commies, it's the liberals. Yeah, those who fail to learn their history are doomed to repeat it. And we're seeing it now. Oh, look at his face. He's a funny one, that Mussolini, isn't he?
And Mussolini was determined to prevent any opposition. But he was also quite aggressive, and he often clashed with teachers and his fellow pupils because he had this very sort of proud nature and quite grumpy, and he was always pretty violent.
Grumpy and violent. He had skinny arms though. He's a little fellow with skinny little arms. Yeah.
Benito Mussolini was an Italian politician and a journalist, but he was a bit more than that. He was actually the dictator of Italy, and he led the National Fascist Party from 1923. In terms of Mussolini's family life, his mother Rosa was an ardent Catholic, and she made sure that her children were baptized and went to church every Sunday.
Oh, not church every Sunday. No wonder he turned out a wrong un. It's all that church, all that rubbish, all that Christy bloodianity. Oh, a blacksmith. Good job. He should have stuck with it.
What Alessandro taught young Benito was all about the revolutionary leaders that he so admired. And one of them was Karl Marx. So in terms of the influence of his father on his life, Benito certainly feared his father because he hit him to discipline him. At the same time, Mussolini looked up to his father for his ideals and for his beliefs. Mussolini as a child was quite willful, bullying, showed signs of violence from quite a young age. He actually had some difficulties learning to speak, so there was some concern about that, although he did get over that and develop to become quite a bright child, but also quite difficult and quite badly behaved.
Oh, he's badly behaved. What was he like on the potty, though? That's what we need to know. Oh, violent.
Not for some, student prank, but actually stabbing another student.
Oh, stabbing students, age 10. Oh, he's right wrong on Mussolini. Oh, I love it. I love it. A bit of Mussolini. I'm watching this as a fable of how not to behave and what happens to wrong uns. And let's see what happens to this current fucking bunch. Nigel Farage, he could end up fucking hanging from a lamppost getting bricks thrown at him.
Between 1912 and 1914, Mussolini worked as editor of the newspaper of the Italian Socialist Party, Avanti. Here he developed and honed his skills in journalism. At the same time, his intransigence and his difficult nature also became clear. He used his time there to prepare the way for revolution as part of the Socialist Party.
Bit of revolution, eh? Wow. Be careful with that. Be careful what you wish for. You can end up thinking, oh, I've got it hard. I'll vote for this cunt. You get it even harder. As the Americans are finding out, when a lot of fucking federal funding has been shut down and people can't get their fucking medical assistance and stuff. Oh, we live in interesting times. Hang on a minute. I've just got to go do something. Yeah. Be right. Hang on. Right, create a banner. All right. Back in 5 minutes. There we go.
So once he established his own newspaper, he, as an experienced journalist, had a very good sense for gauging public opinion and understanding what the people were thinking, and this helped to launch him in his political career. He actually got support for his new newspaper from Italian industrialists who would have something to benefit from Italy going to war, and he also got support from the British and French governments because they wanted Italy to join on their side, which Italy did in 1915.
Mussolini was conscripted in September 1915. He remained a soldier until June 1917 when he was discharged from the army due to injury. He later used his wartime experience to his benefit, talking of his time in the trenches and very much being one with the other soldiers. He talked about the solidarity of the trenches, and of course he developed a very nationalist ideology, and that appealed to many who had been dispossessed or socially dislocated by the war.
Italy had, in fact, a pretty angry population. There was a lot of dissatisfaction with the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, and there was a lot of widespread unrest.
As Italy had not been given all the territories that had been promised to her, she felt a wound to her national pride, and Mussolini was able to capitalise on that. So Mussolini made his primary appeal to those members of the population who were most socially uprooted or dislocated by the war. There were some 2.5 million ex-servicemen to be reintegrated into the peacetime economy, and of course the economy was suffering too. Italy was quite unstable politically in this period, with 5 different governments between 1919 and 1922. So what Mussolini was saying was that his new party, the Fascist Party, would sort of sweep clean all the decadence and the corruption associated with the existing governments, and that he would really bring something new to the nation.
And in 1921, the Italian king, Victor Emmanuel III, he actually dissolves the parliament, because there's all this kind of violence and chaos raging.
Mussolini's new party was designed to offer a third way between...
Yeah, I'm back again. Yeah, just had to go and check something, have a quick chat in the social media, and charge a few items, whatever it is, in Gossip Harbour I'm playing at the moment, working in the cafeteria, you know, serving sandwiches, tea, coffee, and diving equipment. Blow up stuff like, you know, air wings for swimming. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. It's a game, isn't it? It's a game. Load of rubbish.
So the state would control everything, not just politics and the economy, but cultural life, social life, and even intervening into everyday life and private life of the population. The black shirts were the paramilitary wing of the Fascist Party. By the end of 1920, there were these fascist black shirt squads, the Fasci di Combattimento.
And after 1923, you have this all-volunteer militia of the Kingdom of Italy under fascist rule. What's that sympathy?
Thing is, they got it well organised in Italy. They've got this fascist militia, and they're all fucking... They all look smart. It's not like fucking bunch of fat blokes in fucking tracksuits throwing bricks at coppers and trying to burn a mosque down. I mean, they did try to do this in the UK. Fucking Mosley. Oswald Mosley. Yeah. Max Mosley's fucking... Is it his dad or his granddad? I don't fucking know. But he tried it. He led a march through the East End, and everyone come out and fucking battered them, sent them on their way. Yeah, I don't like the fascism. It's mostly the stupid fucking hairstyles because I like to rock. Everyone knows I'm a fucking rocker. If I can't have a quiff and a duck's arse, I have long hair. Couldn't be doing no short fucking haircuts. I'm a scruffy bloke. I'm a fucking rocker. And I don't think the fascists allow tattoos either, because I never saw Hitler getting his fucking sleeves done or Heil across his knuckles. You know, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to fuck. I'm a rocker and a roller too, you know. Hello, Dogger. How are you doing? Dog's relocated of its own choice. So you were lying on top of me, and now you're lying by my side. Oh, beautiful brown dog with your gorgeous black nose. Oh, your floppy ears as well. Your floppy ears. Look at your floppy ears. It's your ears floppy. Yeah.
Mussolini was a unifying force for the Italian people, and they had faith in him and they had a belief in him. So through his sense of vision, he sort of transmitted that to the nation. There came to be this kind of symbiotic relationship between the leader and the led.
Facial expressions, his speeches are really something to watch.
Through his public appearances and through his speeches, Mussolini soon became very popular. Using his body language as well as his words, he created a cult of a leadership around him where the people very much saw him as this visionary man, and he unified the Italian people in a way that they hadn't been in the recent history before.
Nah, not since they had the Tsars. The Caesars. Yeah. But no, that's where Tsar comes from. The Caesars. You know, Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar, John Caesar. I don't know, loads of Caesars. More than I know about. I ain't studied history that much. As you probably obviously noticed, because I'm just coming to terms with Mussolini. Yeah, watching the fascist stuff. Keep an eye on the buggers.
Or engaged in some of the public works. So this was all designed to create an aura around him of this great leader.
Yeah. Oh no, thank you. Oh, God, I just had a commercial break. History hit, history shit. Mobile device, you can stick the mobile device up your fucking jacksy, sunshine. Yeah, you might need a TV license for your mobile device soon. Yeah, you could have to get a TV license for streaming services. Brilliant.
The fascists were becoming increasingly strong, and they believed that the time was right to stage their coup or their seizure of power.
What happens in late October 1922 is that you have the fascist party leaders planning an insurrection. You know, they want a revolution. And they want that to take place on the 28th of October. This becomes known as the March on Rome.
This march on Rome was mythologized by the fascists as a great, unstoppable force, but in fact the reality was somewhat different. They talked about 100,000 fascists marching on Rome, but the truth was there were only 20,000, and actually they waited outside Rome.
Oh, typical men, they always lie about the size, don't they?
Yeah. Actually using force at that moment, but through the threat of using force,
you've got the Prime Minister, a man called Luigi Factor. He's wishing to declare a state of siege, quite understandably, but this is actually overruled by by the king, Victor Emmanuel.
Oh, they had a king to do, King of Italy. The Italian king.
King Victor Emmanuel III invited Mussolini to form a government and accepted his demands. So this very celebrated march on Rome in fascist mythology wasn't quite what it was made out to be.
And of course, what this means is that political power has now been transferred to the fascists without any armed conflict.
Yeah, well, it's all well and good. It soon goes fucking pear-shaped soon, though, doesn't it?
From the start, and Mussolini was determined to prevent any opposition.
Yeah, brilliant.
Soon after getting the government does is to even make suspicion of being anti-fascist a punishable crime in prison for that suspicion alone, without any trial at all. And then in 1927, Mussolini formed what's called the Organisation for Vigilance and Repression of Anti-Fascism. Actually, that's a secret police.
So
Yeah.
they established the OVRA, which was the secret police, and that was used to track down and deal with any political opposition.
Oh, don't be politically opposing your Mussolini.
Mussolini survived 3 assassination attempts. In 1926, Violet Gibson tries to kill him on April the 7th. On October the 31st, you have a man called Antonio Zamboni trying to kill him. And then on September the 11th, in 1926, you have a man called Gino Lecchetti having a go. Now, all these attempts on his life, what they do is they lead to an introduction of a new law called the Legge di Difesa dello Stato, the law of the defense of the state. Now, that is enacted on the 25th of November 1926. And this is a crucial part of Mussolini taking control. And what that law does is to dissolve all political parties, organisations, associations, you name it, anything opposed to fascism, it goes. Okay, so the new law allows
what can I?
to be sentenced to prison,
Oh,
worse still, to death.
death. Oh, hello. Hello, Papa. Oh, my doggo. How are you doing? Dog's asleep, snoring. Oh, I got my hand on the dog's shoulder. I'm just tickling its fucking... Oh, tickle a dog.
In Mussolini's consolidation of power.
Now, the Acerbo law stated that the party gaining the largest share of the votes, provided they got at least 25% of them, would actually gain 2/3 of the seats in Parliament. I mean, it's insane. The purpose of it is to give Mussolini's fascists a majority of deputies. It's quite obvious. And that law was only used in the 1924 general election because, of course, that was the last proper, full, competitive election, if you like, held in Italy.
They're stupid trousers. Oh, dear.
New elections were held in April 1924 after this law had come in at the end of the previous year, and using both this law as well as violence.
Interesting, I never knew this. I had a vague idea about Hitler, but I've never looked into your fascists, really. And I think it's a very pertinent time to do so. I mean, joking aside, we are living in very dark and complicated times, and there's a lot of bullshit about. And they rose using propaganda, controlling the media. And we've seen an unpoliced internet become basically a siren call for lunacy. It's a very fucking frightening thing what we're dealing with now, especially that cunt in America.
he's saying that the
Fucking
fascists
hell.
fraud in the recently held elections. And he's denouncing the violence they used to gain votes.
He called the results into question because of the violence and the intimidation, and really held that the election results shouldn't be valid.
Guess what happens? 11 days later, he's kidnapped and he's killed by the fascists.
Oh dear.
The murder of Giacomo Matteotti, it does cause a real stick, and you've got newspapers launching really fierce attacks on Mussolini and the entire fascist movement. And you've got all the anti-fascist parties there going, hang on a minute, we're just going to abandon the Chamber of Deputies. What we want to do is we want to force the crown, King Victor Emmanuel III, to act against Mussolini.
Oh, the gay little trot, the stupid ass. Oh, they do look a bunch of twats, these fascists. That's part of their appeal. They look so silly. Everyone goes, oh, they're harmless. Oh, he's just a daft cunt. Look at his silly uniforms. Look at his silly hat. Oh, look at his moustache. Oh, they're just harmless. And they're not.
He gives, what is now a really famous kind of notorious speech, both attacking the anti-fascists and confirming that he, and only he, Mussolini, was the leader of fascism. And what he does is he challenges the anti-fascists to prosecute him. He said, go, have a go. And he admits that the murderers were fascists of very high station, as he calls them. He's proud of these guys. I mean, this is what Hitler did, after the Night of the Long Knives.
On the 3rd of January,
The Night of the Long Knives, yeah.
Quite a famous speech, and one which was really meant to cement his position as leader. So it was both attacking anti-fascists, but also saying that as far as fascism was concerned, he was the only and the indisputable leader.
Mussolini basically sort of kind of rhetorically claims fault. And what he states is this. He says, I assume that I alone was the political, moral and historical responsibility for everything that has happened. And if these sentences, more or less maimed, are enough to hang a man, well then frankly, out with the noose. So, what Mussolini is concluding here is with a warning. What Italy needs is stability, and fascism is going to ensure that stability. And it's going to do so in any manner necessary.
All right there, Dogger. Oh, you had a good wander today, didn't you, with your friends?
So this made his position very plain, and his days of sort of dealing with what was left over of the liberal state came to an end, and now he was very much determined to have his one-party state and his totalitarian state.
Mussolini was a really gifted propagandist. Okay, he was a journalist at heart, and he was really aware of the relationship between power and optics, the way that power is used. He understands completely the necessity of having the press, on the side in his efforts to maintain power. He's been a writer, he's been an editor, so he knows the power of ideas, he knows the power of the written word, he knows the power of expression, he knows how to harness it.
The fascist government introduced a number of different policies and measures, some of which gained quite a lot of popularity with the Italian people. So the party introduced youth groups, also women's groups, and also an organisation called the OND, which was the After Work Organisation. So this had clubs where there were billiards tables and bars and sort of social activities. It also sponsored holidays, trips to the seaside, subsidised cultural events and so on. And this was one of the most popular aspects of fascist Italy because it introduced mass tourism and mass leisure in a way that hadn't been there before. The other policy that created quite a lot of popularity for Mussolini.
Yeah, bunch of bastards, these fascists. Trump, Musk, Robinson, Farage, all fucking violent, whether by their actions or their rhetoric. They are dangerous, self-serving, nasty, greedy fucking scumbags who don't give a shit about others.
So this brought about a reconciliation between the Pope and the Italian state for the first time since the state had come into being in 1860. So this policy with church, in obviously a very predominantly Catholic country, made this regime quite popular. The regime's public works schemes and efforts to reclaim land from the sea and to put into place irrigation policies and such like also was making sure that people were at work, and that also increased the popularity of the fascist regime.
Oh yeah, keep people busy, keep them fed. Get a few quid going in their pocket.
And of course, famously, to make the train run.
Yeah. And if they didn't run on time and anyone complained, they were taken down an alleyway and shot.
You can remember that fascism was made popular by Mussolini in Italy from 1922, and then really getting more traction after 1929. Because people looked at it and went, hang on a minute, this is one of the only forms of government that is surviving this economic collapse. People are looking at fascism thinking maybe that's the way forward, not democracy.
Yeah, he was putting buildings up, getting the trains running.
National reputation of the regime.
Yeah.
Mussolini was hailed as quite successful for these public works schemes and other policies that were sort of keeping the economy going and also the population reasonably happy. Of course, that was to change later, but at this point, I think...
In those days, unemployment was a different kettle of fish. If you couldn't get a job and you were unemployed, you were fucked. So when people are going, here's work for you, get out, get busy, get paid, have some money in your pocket, have some decent food in your belly. Oh, yeah. They didn't have the Nat King Cole, the old jam roll.
His achievements, some saw as being nothing less than miraculous.
Yeah.
What he appeared to have done was to take this demoralised country.
He galvanised the country, hadn't he? Got more busy and optimistic.
Public works and the landowners and the industrialists, they were still on the side. And he'd even made a deal with the Pope. Okay, so on the surface, everything looked kind of peachy, looked alright. But if you scratch the nerve, nothing was quite as rosy as it seemed.
Yeah. Always trouble in paradise, isn't there? Interesting this. I never knew a lot of this stuff because I couldn't be asked. I'm not one for history. But I really ought to learn a bit, and you should as well. Everyone should learn a bit of history. Learn any history you want, like, it's up to you. Go and study whatever you fancy, but learn a bit of history.
Mussolini is now advocating his Spazioli Vitali. He is now a fully fledged expansionist. Spazio Vitali was the territorial expansionist concept of Italian fascism. What Mussolini dreams of more than anything else is to build a new Roman Empire.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now the trouble starts. Ideas above his station.
Concept for living space. So this was very similar to Hitler's concept of Lebensraum, living space. And Mussolini wanted to create a new Roman Empire and to expand Italian power. So this was always about expansion. Rather than being confined or hemmed in by the Mediterranean, Mussolini talked about making the Mediterranean our sea, the Italian sea. So a space from which the Italians could expand and gain empire. At the end of the 19th century, Italy had made some territorial acquisitions, so particularly in Somaliland and in Eritrea. The Italians had failed to take Ethiopia in 1896, and so this remained a bit of a thorn in the side of Italy. The fact that they didn't succeed in taking that land at that time.
Here we go.
So
The expansionism.
To project again this concept of living space and this idea of
Greed,
territorial expansion,
avarice,
and so to try
the desire to dominate people and subjugate them to your will. That's the problem.
Ethiopia in 1935.
In October 1935, Italian troops invade Ethiopia. And this is seen as an example of this expansionist policy.
Yeah, so anyway. Oh, StreamYard ducks come in. Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Tap on a comment to show it on screen. He's there every fucking time, isn't he? He's been there every fucking time. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a day, yeah. I can't be fucking bothered. I've got to finish this documentary about Mussolini. We haven't got to the good bit yet, you know what I mean? So, I'll leave it in your hands, I'll be off. But all I'll say is, yeah, it's all well and good watching a sitcom, playing a computer game, you know, doing stuff. Go and learn about a bit of history that you don't know anything about. All right, don't go retreading the stuff. Go and learn some new history. Whatever history you want to learn, it's up to you. You know, there's so much out there, you know, but make your own mind up and learn something. Inform yourself. Get a bit of knowledge. Hopefully get something that will make you think. Don't just absorb facts and go, oh, that's the way it is. Look at them and go, what can I learn from that? What does that tell me about my life? You know, how can I avoid making mistakes? How can I do things properly? You know, learn, enrich yourselves. And yeah, have a nice day. All that. I'm off. I'd like to say I was going to go and have a pot noodle and a wank, but I had the pot noodle earlier and I'm not in the mood for a wank. So I'll just, I think I'll have a drink, have a lemon cordial. I could have coffee if I wanted. Don't you fucking know it? Don't you fucking know it? Anyway, I'm off. I'll see you later. Enjoy yourselves. Be nice to each other and learn some history. I'm off. Bye bye. Oh Christ, I've had enough.